Stop me when you see the face. Now, of course, this is not the face, and this is not the face. This is just ink on paper, and this is pixels on a screen. And this is technically ink on paper as represented by pixels on the screen, but let's not get into that. In 1929, Magritte painted The Treachery of Images, which it's a painting of a pipe with the text that says, "Ceci n'est pas une pipe," which shows that I should have paid better attention at my junior high French. And also it shows us something about images and what images are and are not. And I want to explore in this video how to make that useful when using negative space in order to draw something that maybe feels more alive because the viewer has to put together the image themselves. And I'm not going to start with the traditional ink blot. I'm going to start by doing like this. And I hope to get what I want. Yeah, this is interesting. Now, negative space, for those who do not know, is a concept of art, which is not the things you draw, but the things in between what you draw. And every drawing works because of the negative space. I mean, drawing itself is all negative space. When I drew this smiley face, it's not the lines that make the face, it is the space between the lines that makes the face. Now, in art, we use negative space primarily as sort of a measuring tool, so that we can, instead of judging the distance of one shape to the next shape, we can simply draw the in-between between the shapes. The in-between between the shapes. That's good speaking can do. And quite often it becomes easier to judge shapes and distances when you measure the abstract shapes in between instead of the things you're trying to draw. So drawing a nose might be difficult, but drawing the space around the nose is somehow more easy for the brain. But in my art, I tend to use negative space in quite a different way, because I'm usually not working from a model, although you can absolutely do this kind of stuff from a model. I'm working from imagination, and I'm sort of trying to create this image that just appears out of nothing. And the negative space I use as a measurement comes after I put the black down. So first have to put the black down, and then I have to measure sort of the emptiness around it and see where the next black dot will be. So this is exactly the same as drawing that smiley face, but it just is with a lot more skill, because I have practiced for years drawing anatomy and drawing portraits and learning shape languages and all of that stuff. Practice, practice, practice. And most of my life I drew mostly with a pencil, and then I inked afterwards. And then over the last 10-15 years, I have started doing less and less work with pencil and just trying to more and more shape the negative space directly with ink without any real sketches. Sometimes I will do a trial drawing first. It's not like I'm doing everything from my head every time. We all do things to make the drawing work and to make it good enough for you guys. There's an element of showmanship here, of course. But speaking of making it good enough for you guys, if you like this work and like this video, then of course we're on YouTube, so you have to, if you like it and if you're logged into YouTube and you watch your YouTube that way, then please do subscribe and also press the bell icon. We're really trying to make better and better, longer videos that are sort of different from a lot of the stuff you find on YouTube. They might be slower, they might be weirder, they are more direct. So you can see the whole process of drawing and also the whole process of thinking out loud. So if you like that, if you like my art, if you like me talking about art and about myth and mental health and politics and all that jazz, probably not talking about jazz, remember to subscribe. That was the point. Okay. So I'm hoping that most of you have seen a face by now, even perhaps recognized this, let us say, call him a mythical character of sorts. And now the way I learned how to do this and learned what to leave in and what to take out is, of course, that I drew faces with pencils, and then I inked in the blacks, and then instead of doing the outlines, I just erased and saw which faces worked and which did not work. And I did that over hundreds and hundreds of tiny faces. And after a while, I had done it enough times that I sort of have a library of shadow patterns in my head that I can access, not completely well every time, because you win some, you lose some. Some goods are good, some days are good days, and some days are not so good days. But I have this library of facial shadow patterns that I can access when I need them. And I'm also expanding those shadow patterns by, first of all, by studying faces and drawing portraits and all that stuff, but also by drawing these direct with ink drawings, which forces me to take in the random elements of what happens on the page and make a face that works. So when I sat down, I didn't know this face was going to look like this. I had very much an idea of what I was going to draw, but this exact devil never existed before this moment. And he has a bit of an underbite. I want him to look a little more sinister, so I have to tweak these shapes around here. Then maybe... Yes, my nose. Okay, I don't want to put in too much detail because, again, this is always the struggle for me. Whenever I'm drawing like this, I never learn when to stop. I always want to put in one more line and one more line, and at some point you start losing what made the work special, made it work. I think I'm over that point now. But I keep on working, so this is the eternal struggle, wanting composition to work just a tiny bit better and not stopping before you put in too much detail, because there's an old saying that goes, the devil is in the details. But in art, in drawing, the devil is truly in between the details. The gods approved of this drawing. That means I will take it home and scan it and of course, put it up for sale, so if you're interested in buying it, go to denungeherrholm.com, but also I put all my art out there for free use. So at denungeherrholm.com you can find links to where you can download all my art in high-res formats, and you can use them as you wish under a Creative Commons attribution license. As long as you put my name on it, you can use it. commercially, personally, whatever. And if you think that's a cool idea, then please support either by becoming a YouTube member or by going to patreon.com/Kim Holm. It's the same rewards and structure both places. So yeah, or just support by sharing the art and using the art. Hope you got something out of this. Thank you much, and thanks Satan for negative space.